going back to the figures about the money that's been paid in ULEZ, you're absolutely right. The poorest in London have paid the full whack of that money that's come in over the last month. And they're concerned about an extension to paper mile road user charging or distance user charging. And with respect, you did say previously that you wouldn't expand ULEZ to the whole of Outer London, and then you did subsequently. So there was a website, it was www.project2030tfl.co.uk, that talked about your plans for expanding road user charging. That website's now been taken down. On that website, it talks about Project Detroit. Can you tell us a little bit about Project Detroit?
I'm afraid I can't. I don't know what Project Detroit is. Okay,
that's interesting. So Project, I did some digging myself, and I found out from an FOI that Project Detroit, its remit is to develop a prototype for distance-based journey charging. It says that the Detroit platform is looking to build a system that other forms of charging can be based on distance, vehicle type, etc. So that's going ahead, and I've got procurement data for money that's gone into Project Detroit as well. So can you confirm that's been cancelled if road user charging or paper mile road user charging is off the table?
I don't know what that project is, so I'm more than happy to ask officers to look at your question and respond to you.
It's really worth looking at it because we can look at some of this procurement data here. So I've filtered out just to look at stuff that's gone to Project Detroit. So there's one here, CW41247, which is looking at resources for Project Detroit. That's between 1 and 5 million. So these are big figures, you want to look at that. There's another one here, CW43656, which is additional resources for Project Detroit. Again, that's between 1 and 5 million. And then there's staffing costs as well, and that's a concern. So we've got here senior project owner. That's a salary between 250,000 and 500,000. I presume that's an individual. It's CW45912. And then we've got a program manager for Project Detroit here. Again, that's between 250,000 and 500,000. It says here that that purchase order covers all timesheets up to the 31st of June 2024. So this has been worked on for some time now already. There's 97 staff working on Project Detroit. And again, this is a project that is designed to target distance charging models. Do you know if they've been redeployed?
So do you mean Project 2030 or Project Detroit?
Project 2030 and Project Detroit are the same thing.
Oh, so I've got Project 30. So Project 30 is a project focused on attracting talent to the Technology Department of TfL to use data to improve operations and customer experience, and that includes working on bringing systems in-house.
So the 97 staff working on Project Detroit, have they been redeployed?
I'm not sure. I mean, what it says for Project 2030 is some of the intention is to bring the work that's been done by a private company in-house. It's not called Project Detroit, it's called Project 2030.
It's called Project Detroit, it's on the procurement data. It's called Project Detroit, yeah. So those 97 staff, let's say they're somewhere between 80 to 100,000 pounds on cost. That's got to be 12 to 15 million pounds worth of salary costs with on-costs included. I think it would be useful to know where they are. If you could go away and look at Project Detroit and confirm that those elements have been cancelled, that's looking at paper mile or distance user charging, that would be useful. Is it possible for us to visit Project Detroit and go and talk to some of the technicians there?
I've never heard Project Detroit. What I've got here is Project 2030, but I'm more than happy, Chair, for TfL to look into the questions you've asked and to follow up.
When you review, you'll see I've given you the project ID numbers, so you can go and look that up. Like I say, it's 1 million to 5 million, staff costs of 500,000, salary costs.